Hello, everyone. Tonight, I've been meaning to introduce the book that I wrote in Mexico. So I'm going to read the first chapter. It's called Agua Sangre, which means blood water. So Dan and I have some topics we're going to discuss, but tonight I'm going to read this book. And if anybody has any questions or comments, let me know. Okay, I'm going to get right into it. This is Agua Sangre by David Dawei. Life is what happens while you're making other plans. Chapter 1. Hi, my name is Dawei, David Dawei. Today is Friday, the 10th of November, 2017, which also happens to be the 242nd birthday of the United States Marine Corps. Semper Fi. It's 0630 a.m. and I'm sitting on a spectacular stretch of beach on the edge of a small village called Agua Blanca, nestled along the Pacific coast in Oaxaca, Mexico. I'm waiting for the sun to make its appearance for the day, and it just started peeking over a hill in the distance. The mountains in the background are a dark shade of purple, almost as if they were painted into the sky using a piece of charcoal. There is a constant breeze here, and when the sun is down, it can actually feel a little chilly, even though it might still be 70 degrees. In a matter of minutes, there will be a blinding light beaming down, and the temperature will start to quickly rise. As the sun starts its ascension, it illuminates the clouds in the sky, turning them pinkish blue, and the mist of the morning air sparkles as if thousands of diamonds are floating in the cielo. El Sol continues its climb and intensifies and turns the entire sky a hue of peach and gold. In front of me is a long stretch of unpopulated beach where an occasional local fisherman will brave the harsh Pacific Ocean that continuously hammers the shoreline with its waves. Over time, the sand on the beach will be moved and shuffled, much like the sand in an hourglass, where eventually it is put back together the way it used to be. Nature takes, and then it returns. I've been sitting on the beach for a while as night turned to pre-dawn and then into the sunrise. I'm an early riser anyway, but I had trouble staying asleep, so I came out to walk earlier than normal today. On my return, instead of going up to the house and making some coffee, I decided to sit here with my camera and wait to watch the pelicans fly along the coast in formation only inches above the waves. I think I would like to come back as a pelican. They are a big bird, so I doubt they have many natural predators. The humans here tend to leave them alone. They have an unlimited food supply, and they make flying look like so much fun. They are so free and content when they glide by or when they are diving like a torpedo plane into the ocean to grab a fish and then roll back their head like they are laughing. Its prey slides back into its gullet on the way to its stomach. When they have completed enough of these sorties, they will find a place on land or sea to rest, take a nap, and digest its meal. I make sure to wear my sweatpants and socks when I walk along the beach in the pre-dawn hours. I don't know why, but in the morning, if I walk barefoot and bare-legged, there are vicious sandflies that I will not feel biting me, but a few hours later, welts appear all over my feet and my legs. These welts will be as irresistibly itchy as a case of poison ivy. I've walked the beach during the day and at night without protection on my feet and legs and have never had this problem. It only took one time to experience this, and that taught me to never be so cavalier ever again. The itching lasted several days, and so when I go to the beach in the early morning, I wear long pants and make sure I wear socks inside my lightweight walking shoes. I am staring out into the vast Pacific, wondering what I should do. Besides enjoying the beauty of the ocean and all of the life supported here, being near the ocean makes me feel minuscule and powerless in comparison. And maybe that is why I'm so unsure of what I should do next. I should probably be euphoric, but I'm not. I'm actually overwhelmed with this decision and concerned about making the wrong choice. I am a fairly simple guy. I'm a musician, wannabe artist, and self-taught engineer who likes to use his hands. I don't currently have a strong desire to buy an expensive home or car, get married, or have children. I always seem to have enough money to do whatever I want to do. I work hard, but I do not hesitate to stop what I'm doing and shift gears when an opportunity presents itself to experience something new or different. We're only on this earth a short time, and I made a promise to myself a long time ago not to let fear dictate how I live my life. I would not choose a traditional life just because that is what everyone says is what you're supposed to do. Not having a clear answer or defined path does not mean I should give up or defer my journey. Sometimes all we can do is eliminate those options we do not want, have the patience to keep going, and the faith that our inspiration will guide us. If we cave and make a choice we do not really believe in, then we not only deceive ourselves, but could also hurt others in the process. I frequently pray to God for the courage and the wisdom to choose wisely. I have always questioned why we have to do anything. And if you stop to ask the same question, many times there won't be an answer except because that's the way it's always been. In my opinion, that is hogwash. Remembering my parents asking me when I was a young boy, if everyone jumped off a bridge, would you jump as well? And I suppose that is why I choose to lead what most people would consider to be an unorthodox life. Money is important, don't get me wrong, but only in that it represents freedom. For me, freedom is not buying a 10,000 square foot house, a $100,000 vehicle, or a college degree that has no guaranteed return on investment. This would be the opposite of freedom for me. I would be thinking to myself, how many hours do I have to work to support these things? My parents were in real estate, so I understand all the pros and cons of owning property, and it definitely is not all roses and sunshine. A college degree doesn't equal intelligence. I can learn almost anything independently and with minimal cost. Accumulate an education, valuable skills, and expertise. Anyway, I am constantly devouring information, and I like to listen to music or podcasts while I am working. I listened to a podcast at the end of 2011 that has changed my life. The details of this conversation caught my ear, and I had to stop what I was doing so I could focus on what was being explained. A Bitcoin miner was being interviewed. What specifically caught my attention was when he started talking about producing and selling 1-ounce silver rounds that also included 25 Bitcoin. I am a big fan of silver, but didn't know much about Bitcoin. Silver has a purity, beauty, and practicality that makes it one of the most essential elements in our world. I believe silver will become quite valuable in my lifetime. So this silver Bitcoin combination sounded like an excellent long-term speculation for me. Maybe I was born with it, and maybe I have honed the skill over time, but I have always had a strong, what I call spidey sense. It senses danger and has saved me multiple times, but it also is very good at identifying opportunities. My spidey sense was telling me to act immediately, that this was an opportunity to take advantage of and not to miss. I had never heard of Bitcoin until that day, and so I would have never seriously considered buying Bitcoin unless I came across this interview. As I was working, I listened to the interview of Mike Caldwell, who makes Cassius physical Bitcoin, which looks similar to a chip or token from a casino or a car wash. He was very passionate about the benefits of Bitcoin and the melding of Bitcoin and precious metals. The money of the past meets the money of the future. What I found so special about his tokens is that it had the secret information for those Bitcoin he mined printed on the silver round. There is a limited supply of Bitcoin to be produced and will be far less than the proposed 21 million Bitcoin when all is said and done, after deducting all of the lost Bitcoin. I thought of an artist's numbering of prints of an original painting, which typically increase in value over time. They gave an in-depth explanation of how most people store their Bitcoin. And I really liked his idea of using tokens because there was no need for a backup system or an exchange to store and hold them for me. I held them physically, just like I would hold anything I valued. I went online to Mike's website and reviewed the information he had posted. He actually had several different options to select from, and I bought 40 of the 1-ounce silver rounds that also carried 25 Bitcoin for $100 each, and 100 of the 1 Bitcoin tokens made of brass for $2 each. My total investment was $4,200 plus shipping. I never once thought I was throwing my money away. I looked at it as a long-term set it and forget it purchase. When they arrived, I put them into my safe and forgot about them. When silver reaches $100 an ounce, I will be at break even if Bitcoin goes to zero. If Bitcoin goes anywhere, I will generate a profit on those and still have the silver. Even if Bitcoin does go to zero, I thought it might become a novelty item that would appreciate in value over time. And at the end of every chapter, I put a verse from the Bible. This is from Matthew 6, verse 25 through 27. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? So that is the end of chapter 1 of Agua Sangre. So have a great night, everybody. Peace.